And on today's show, how using a prepackaged retirement approach can pre-qualify prospects for retirement analysis. Part 4 of this week's series on packaging financial sales suites with Sales Packaging Pro, Mark James. Hi everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and contributing author to InsMark, LifeSpecs, and Backroom Technician. Let's get down to business. Well, welcome to the show, Mark.
Steve, thanks for having me again.
Day 4. I love these pre-packaged suites. And again, if you say, Steve, I've been watching all this week, I'm happy to send you everything that we're showing you today, just as an example. And if you're coming into our show today at Thursday, I highly suggest that you walk through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday show in sequence. I think it'll really help your tutorial experience. Today, we're talking about probably the most popular analysis now with advisors, which is retirement needs analysis. We've seen what the American College puts out. It's great material, but it's very deep. The learning curve is quite steep. We've looked at there are really great packaging. I've used them when we have to get into bigger, but sometimes we need a nice, solid, entry level, and I think this needs analysis by Backroom Technicians really fits the bill.
Well, survivor and retirement are the two top needs analysis modules within Backroom Technician by Advices. So retirement analysis, absolutely one of the top ones that are used by advisors.
You can actually do kind of an analytics on this to see which reports are being used. Is that correct?
Right, exactly. And of course, we've got a lot of content that you can use along with this. However, we're concentrating on the needs analysis itself within the application. But most people want to know where they stand on their retirement. Running out of money is one of the most important things, and one of the biggest worries most people have going into the retirement is the amount of money or the nest egg they have going to last them through their retirement.
Well, at Monday's show, we did the survivor analysis, and I really liked it because it incorporated Social Security in there. That was a good piece that I could look at that and say, there's my numbers. So let's look at this and walk me through basically what we're doing here at the retirement analysis.
Well, with our retirement analysis, you can easily drill down in one page exactly how much somebody's short on their retirement. In this case, we've got a fictitious client that we did for survivor needs, Paul and Sally, and we're taking a look at how they're doing on their retirement. Once you put in all the information under survivor, all that information also goes into the retirement analysis, so you never have to enter it twice. And what we're looking at here is a simple one-page printout, an analysis of Paul and Sally's retirement, what their income goals are, all their income sources, their available assets at retirement, and of course the results. And we show it both quantitatively and also graphically within Backroom Technician by Advices.
Now, how powerful is this tool, Mark, when you're showing this to a client and they look at their life expectancy and they look at that red line, those red lines at the end of the timeline, it's disturbing.
Well, it's motivating, and we like to think that the needs analysis, if anything, motivates a client to take action. And of course, as an advisor, that's what you want your clients to do.
Now, to talk about this capital available for retirement and why this graph is doing what it's doing.
Well, basically, this is showing the growth of their assets in the pre-retirement years. And this particular report, the capital available for retirement in the needs analysis, shows our current assets, our monthly savings, how those are going to multiply between now and when we actually retire. And of course, it gives us our available assets at retirement, and then shows the analysis for us there, both quantitatively and graphically, again, what will be required at retirement to meet their goals.
But this is just the accumulation phase.
That's correct. Okay. So it's showing our available capital that we'll have at retirement. Now,
when I'm looking at this rate of return, what's going on in this graph? Why is this such an important piece?
Well, this piece, and actually if we move to the next one, that's great, is what are our alternatives to achieve our retirement goals? So once we have the analysis that shows us exactly how much more we're going to need to save to fund our retirement fully based on our income needs at retirement, as well as inflation, we want to know how are we going to get to where we need to go. And this particular report, our alternatives to achieving the retirement goals, shows us how much more we can save, how much more each month we're going to need to save above and beyond what we're saving today, or how much more we need to earn on our assets, if that's all we did, just earned more on our assets, or how much less we have to spend during retirement if we're going to meet that retirement goal. And as well, maybe we can retire later. Of course, Steve, we can do some of all four of those if we need to, but it shows us exactly what our alternatives are, how to reach that retirement goal, which is so important.
This is a great module, and especially people are conscious. I've noticed in the secular press, there is so much, whether it's USA Today, CNN Money Watch, or CBN Money Watch, or all these, they're all talking about retirement and our needs for retirement analysis and planning. And this does a great job. So when you see a third-party document, if your broker-dealer allows it, you want to be able to take a document like that, send that to your client, and then say, this is what I do.
Well, again, what's important is you can come up with an analysis like this that we're showing here, and you can do it in about 10 minutes. The fact finder for the retirement analysis is only 2 pages long. So once you enter that data in, we get great reports like this.
Now, when I'm looking at my final one page, this is kind of a crib sheet summary statement, right? I mean, this is kind of gives me my basic retirement analysis in detail, kind of summation. When I look at this, I'm still remembering that red. I'm the client. I'm remembering the red graph at the end of my first part of that page showing me a shortfall. When I get to this page, I'm looking at maybe some alternatives or how I'm going to fund this.
Well, this is actually showing us the details of the analysis. It shows us we put in our income objectives at retirement, how much income are we going to need. Of course, we have 3 different phases of a retirement. We have, the go-go years where we've just retired, we're taking vacations, the cruises, visiting the grandparents. And we have 10 years later, we've got the slow-go years where we're slowing down, we're not spending quite as much money. And then that third stage, 20 years after, we call those the no-go years. However, our income needs may still be high because of our healthcare costs. So you can input all of those different stages right into the needs analysis. Again, it's all point and click, simple, quick, and easy to use. And you can get analysis data like this, virtually putting something like this together in 10 minutes or less.
That's powerful. When we come back from the break, we're going to continue in this retirement module with Mark James walking us through these kind of suites that'll help you introduce sales ideas to your clients. It's not how much money you make for your clients, it's how much money they get to keep, especially in retirement. But retirement income could cause Social Security benefits to be taxed. One tax advantage alternative is life insurance designed as a non-modified endowment contract that can generate tax-free income without taxing Social Security benefits. These contracts offer differing funding options depending upon your client's risk tolerance. For more information on how life insurance can be part of your retirement planning, just email me at steve@downtobusiness.tv. Brought to you by Ash Brokerage, the practice enhancement company. Well, welcome back to our second segment. We're with Mark James. Mark, you're excellent at packaging cases and especially single suite ideas and concepts, which a lot of our advisors and insurance professionals really appreciate because they're not really full-blown analysis type people. Walk me through, though, the basic progress towards a retirement goal. This sheet is really something I want to spend a little time on. Walk me through that.
Yeah, Steve, what we've done in the previous reports is we put together the analysis to show us exactly how much we need for our retirement. We took a look at a timeline. We also took a look at our alternatives to achieve the retirement goal. Now what we want to do is every year on the annual client or policy review date, we want to go back and we want to look and track that progress. So we want to be able to talk to the client every year about how they're progressing towards meeting that goal. And a report like this in Backroom Technician by Advices can tell us just that. And what this is something you would print out, hand to the client before you're going to meet with them at that annual client review and have them fill it out. What we have here, Steve, is we've got our assumptions right here, rates of return that we put in, our global assumptions that are used for each of the needs analysis modules that we have, any increase in contributions that we might have, and then it gets down and drills down to what are our original values. So in this case, again, our sample client, Paul and Sally, these were our original values last year when we met. This is the values that we had. And basically, what we're showing is the annual employment income for both Paul and Sally. We're showing any increase in income that they might have. We're showing their current retirement plan balances. That could be IRAs, 401ks, SEP IRAs, 457s, 305(3)Bs. Also, we're showing any retirement and monthly contributions to those retirement plans. What are they putting in? Now, we did that last year at this time, so we put in the original values. Also, now we want to put in what our current values are. We've got the projected values. We projected where we'd be this year. Let's put those values down. Let's be able to track those so we can track our progress towards the retirement goal.
And again, I can put in any rate of return, inflationary rate. I can put all that in what I think is appropriate.
That's a good comment because within Backroom Technician by Advices, what you can do is some great what-if scenarios using the software. And by that, you can make changes and contributions to those plans, see the effect it'll have on your retirement. But you mentioned inflation, and of course, that's a very important part of our planning for our retirement. We can't really throw the dart and tell exactly what inflation is going to be, 10, 15 years from now. But we can make assumptions, and we can make those and change those assumptions in Backroom Technician by Advices and easily take a look at how those changes in inflation will affect our ability to retire.
And keep in mind, you can actually look at this for a 30-day free trial, the address is right at the bottom of the screen, where you can test out some of the theory behind retirement goals and, of course, walk through the basic retirement needs analysis fact finder. I think this is a basic idea that you can say, Steve, I'd like to try it and test it out. Just look at the address, go ahead and click on it and go sign up, and you'll have 30 days to really drill down and use some of these basic ideas with your clients and have a good learning tutorial. I'm walking through this and I'm seeing the basic information. This is not hard. I mean, how many pages is this analysis?
It's just 2 pages long,
pages.
and it's very simple. And of course, once you've done a survivor needs analysis like we did in the earlier show, you have all this already put in to the needs analysis for retirement in the software. So you don't have to put it in twice. Because all the needs analysis are all interactive.
So if I'm saving a client on whatever first thing I do, there are many of these modules that interact together, and so I don't have to repeat this whole thing. I've already done it, like on Monday's show, we did Survivor's Needs. That's already in here.
Yeah, in fact, once you do Survivor, the only thing you need to add into the retirement analysis is any additions you're making to the 401ks, IRA plans, 403bs, for example, rates of return on that for qualified money and non-qualified money, and then, of course, what the income need will be at retirement, those 3 different stages. Once you add those, you have all the information you need just to calculate, and it'll print out all of the reports that we just looked at.
I noticed that you have 2 columns for retirement age versus Social Security age because they're not always the same.
That's right, and of course, Social Security, we've got a lot of reports about Social Security in Backroom Technician by Advices as well. But our retirement age is probably not when we're going to start, or hopefully not have to start taking our Social Security benefits because of the amount that can grow once we delay it. And so that's really important, and because in retirement, we're also going to figure the Social Security benefits for the clients right in the application.
And just keep in mind, I've been using the Backroom Technician's Social Security Provisional Income Test. That one pager has closed more cases than you can possibly believe and sold more tax advantage insurance products because of the tax favored treatment. Huge.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to have somebody throw a dart as to how they're doing on their retirement, and with Backroom Technician by Advices, we drill down right to the dollar exactly how much they're going to need for their retirement based on their income needs. So it's really accurate and it's fast.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Remember, before moving forward with any of the ideas on our show, always consult your tax advisor, legal counsel, or your broker-dealer compliance officer. Missed an episode? Just go out to our video archives. And remember, you could be wiser as an educated advisor. I'm Steve Savant. We'll see you tomorrow.